Today on Pull Start Stables, we're going to see if we can get this caliper to free up. You can tell by the heat signs there on that rotor that this side is sticking. And I don't like it when it sticks. I'm hoping that I can clean up this caliper instead of just replacing it. Let's see what happens. 17. So this here is our 2002 Oldsmobile Bravada that I got for $100. I think you might know that already. So far, with all four corners receiving junkyard brakes, the rear received calipers, the front did not. Maybe that was a mistake. And it also received a new shift cable bushing. It also received new wheels and tires for a total all-in of $496. And this is stuck. I'm going to grab a C-clamp and see if I can compress this a little bit and get it to release. Now, I must admit, the last time I had a caliper apart, I believe I was in high school. So, it's been a couple days, and I may or may not remember what I'm doing, but the challenge is, can I fix this for cheap? I can go replace it. That's no big deal. But there might be somebody, sometime, that can't just go replace it. So my brake pads are moving within the caliper bracket. It's clear that this is my issue. And it is full of rust. So when I replace these pads, see, those still have plenty of life left in them. They're not perfect, but neither is the vehicle. When I replaced these pads, I had to compress these pistons inside the caliper, and oftentimes the piston builds up garbage as it moves out. And these rubber seals do a pretty good job of keeping contaminants out, but heat and cold and condensation happens and things get stuck. And it's apparent that one of these, if not both of them, are stuck. Now, right, wrong, or indifferent, I should use air pressure to blow these out, and I should remove this from the vehicle. But I'm working on bleeding the entire system of this green garbagey brake fluid anyway. So I'm going to use the brake pedal to just blow these out and see what happens. So I'm going to set up an oil catch can. I'm going to move this over here to the side, and I'm going to hit the brakes until I feel them pop out. It's clear that one's moving and one's not. That's for sure. Pretty soon this one's going to pop out. Actually, it's pretty much released. That is some garbage fluid. Ain't that pretty crazy? It just pops right out. This rubber seal is what's holding it in, along with fluid pressure. So I can get this cleaned up and I can pop it right back in hopefully it'll pop in that easy. And then what I'll do is I'll hold that one closed with the C-clamp and see if I can pop the other one out. This actually doesn't really look that dirty, but I'm just going to clean up that rusty ridge anyway. I got this piston pretty shined up. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to work just fine. Well, this is a perfect time to realize that I don't have any brake clean left. Everything I have is either degreaser or electronic cleaner. So, for the sake of being cheap, let's see if this works. Well, now I can work on this outside of the vehicle. I'm going to get my air nozzle ready and see if I can pop that piston back in. So I cleaned the rest of that cylinder bore out best I could, and I've got my piston clean. So using a rubber tipped air nozzle on the brake hose inlet, I'm going to try to carefully press this in by hand as I blow air through it and past those seals. And hopefully once I release the air, the seal has blown past, kind of like beating a tire up. Let's see if we can get this. Now I can use a C-clamp and push that the rest of the way in. So I've got that back in almost all the way. I'm going to just hold it with the C-clamp and see if I can use my air pressure to blow that one out. I probably should have put the C-clamp on this before it blew all the way out on the vehicle to try to push that one loose. There it went. Yes. I'm going to get this one cleaned up, clean up that bore, and do it again. There we got it. And there we have it. There's one way to find out if that worked or not. That's put it on, bleed it back out, and hope for the best. Okay, I'm pretty sure they say I was today years old when I learned this. I learned this just the other day, and I've never tried it before, but apparently I'm supposed to use this MAP gas torch, get that copper red hot, and drop it into the water until it literally goes pop. I don't know what pops, but you can see that it's kind of dirty still. And it's supposed to be like shiny and brand new when it goes pop. So let's try this. Well, it did not pop. Maybe I didn't do it fast enough. It just looks ugly. In the video, all of that coating popped off. Let's try it again. Okay. Well, apparently not everything you see online is true. I watched it pop in those videos. I watched it break all that garbage off. I don't know. I'm going to hit that with an emery paper and see if it actually seals up. I've got that copper washer set all cleaned up and put back together. There's one way to find out if it's going to hold pressure, and that's just to follow through with the rest of the job. I'm going to top off the brake fluid reservoir, and I've got a hose hooked up to my bleeder, and once that hose gets under the fluid, it'll create a vapor lock so air can't get back up in there. And I'm just going to slowly pump the brakes, and then I'm going to shut the bleeder and see if I've got a good pedal, and then see if I can rotate that rotor once I release the pedal. So my fluid level's right there. Let's see if it goes up any, and that'll tell me if I'm getting any fluid coming through. I definitely have more fluid coming through, but I am going to pump it a couple more times, close that bleeder, and see what we got for pedal.